Hi, I'm Bethy Maloney, and my topic was printmaking. The origin of printmaking. Printing with inks was first used in China to print patterns on fabrics, as you can see to the right in this prime example of original Chinese printmaking. This changed everything about printmaking because it allowed the same designs to be reprinted and reproduced way easier. This high rate of production also made it easy to distribute pieces to people around the world. The printing processes. Relief, intaglio, lithography, and serigraphy. Relief is a print process where the inked image is higher than the not printed areas. Intaglio is where the inked image is lower than the printed plate. Lithography is a print done on a flat surface and the image is made with oil-based ink. Serigraphy is printing that is created by a solid stencil and a porous screen and forcing ink through the screen onto the surface, or whatever material you're using to make the print. Relief printing. As you can see on the right, the German artist Albrecht Dürer created a relief printed example of the Apocalypse with 15 scenes from the final book of the Bible. His technique resulted in thin lines and detail that could withstand the compression of repeated printings. Relief prints are made by cutting away on a piece of material in order to have a raised image. This example would also be considered a woodblock printing. Another example of this is the Great Wave offshore at Kanagawa. There's many steps you have to take in order to print a layered image like the one seen to the left. Another thing that's special about Hakusai's printing is that each one had to be exactly perfect, or it had to be thrown out. Intaglio printing. This differs from relief printing because a little of the base is removed. Painting to the right is another example from Albrecht Dürer, and it is called Adam and Eve. As you can see, this one is way more detailed and way more defined than the other pictures. Intaglio printing is when the artist uses a sharp tool to cut into a metal plate. There are several variations of this. For example, the print seen to the right is considered an engraving. Engraved prints can make fine details, which makes them look more realistic, as I just said. Other examples of intaglio printmaking. There's dry point, etching, aquatint, and mezzotint. Each of the pictures listed above the words are examples of this. The first example is an etching print. This is when an artist covers a metal plate with an acid-resistant coating, then the artist scratches on the design. The last step is to completely immerse the drawing into an acid bath. The second piece is an aquatint example. This creates a soft organic texture. The next print is a mezzotint. Mezzotints produce dark, rich values because the ink has many places to settle. Calligraphy. This is created by building up a surface that can be inked to transfer to paper. You can see this in the example I provided to the right. You can see that this is ink to transfer to paper because of the different variations of color and different shapes provided. This is an example from Glen Alps, and it's called Roll Up Number 2, and it is provided and it's seen in the textbook as well. Lithography. This print is made from an entirely flat surface. This is also traditionally done on stone. It can also be called planographic printmaking. As you can see to the picture to the right, the picture looks very, very smooth and it doesn't have a lot of texture. However, with the defined colors and the use of black and other grays, it is way easier to see how this would be considered a lithography print. Serigraphy. This is also known as silkscreen printing and is one of the most versatile kinds of printmaking. It is used on t-shirts, packaging, solar panels, and so much more. It is now usually made out of nylon. The silk screen is now usually made out of nylon, and this allows for ink to easily pass through. As you can see to the right, this is a pretty often seen picture of Marilyn Monroe, and the easy flow of colors allows this picture to really pop. Monotypes and monoprints. This allows artists to produce an image that is one of a kind. Nearly all printmaking is done in editions, so this is very unique and different considering the other types of printmaking. For example, a monotype image prints from a polished plate, perhaps glass or metal. Then the artist puts different marks on it to make them stand out. However, monoprints can be made using any print process. That is another special thing that can be seen with monoprints. The example to the right is a picture of dancers, and you can definitely see how this would be considered a monoprint because of the different textures and the hard to copy motion of the picture. Another example is in print shops and digital reproduction services, you can often see monotypes and monoprints as well as serigraphy prints. This is because it is very normal and easy to make each of these things in a print shop or a digital reproduction service. The best thing about printmaking is the fact that you have a freedom of expression, and changing the technologies that artists have experienced makes it even more innovative and new. However, as time went on, especially in the 1980s, the digital age thrust art into a new era. There was new types of art considered, especially with computerized art and different digitalized pieces. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions.